Good morning, fellow Ambazonians. Today, na Thursday, number 24 day for this number 3 month for the year 2022.
Because of the decisions you make.
My name na Capo Daniel, the Deputy Defense Chief Anti-Kidnapping Czar of the Ambazonia Governing Council, aka Sense Pass King. This one na our daily podcast where they bring una meaningful information, will be critical for our future and our liberation movement. We bring una information directly from the War Council, truth and facts-based, patriotic-based analysis for push our people to the finish line for our journey for independence. The truth and only the truth shall set us free.
Policemen perish every day. Our youths are going down.
Background music, it come from Placid Dubé, an Ambazonian hailed from the Savannah States, Bamenda.
And we die because of the decisions you make from above.
Hold your fire now. Today we go start with from Oku, but before that I go want to give the title for this episode, for this podcast. The one is straight warning to our mothers in Oku and to Mark Bareta. A warning to our mothers in Oku and to Mark Bareta. But before I start, I want to take time for inform our people and for apologize for not put the information yesterday, but I think it didn't be broadcast for ACN television. Say a cholera outbreak it didn't go for our country. Hospital them for Victoria, our Sunshine City, for the Harbour side, for West Coast, for Victoria, it didn't get a plague for cholera. All hospital them for day, they don't be full. Patient them they struggle now because of water. Cholera and disease where they come for water.
Because all hospital for Limbe don't flop cholera. In the hospital since for 4 o'clock, the only shit now shit the vomit. So come also now for Chico because the whole hospital for Limbe don't flop. Now only for Chico go get small space where even they play where they more than 70 people a day for one room when at the same sick. Where the common now this side for Limbe they will age now. So I beg me, any man be very, very careful with the water they drink. Any man you inform your family members them, especially we for Limbe. We'll be very, very, very careful. I beg. Me una just spread the news. Me any man you talk, me una talk, me una.
So the advice say for prevent cholera, make we begin be careful for water we dey drink and make people then stop for begin shit for water for stream. And for water for way people they take shower wash for day and for stream the way people they carry water go drink them. Now dirty water it cause cholera, it is spread na through water. So number one, now for make sure say water we they drink them it can be sterilized. If you clean water by boiling them, when you boil water for over 5 minutes, it bubble for 5 minutes before you let them cool, and then if you drink the water it go better. If you manage the water way you they drink them, fine, you drinking water, cholera you go fit avoid for catch cholera. Number 2 thing way they help for avoid cholera na the chop way the chop them. Make sure say you wash chop fine and make sure say all chop na the chop them it don't be boiled. When I also use now clean water for wash things like fruit. For avoid fruit all together. If you know if you get clean boiled water for wash them day during this outbreak, me gonna avoid them. And me gonna not forget cholera it is spread mostly na through shit. When they shit for inside water, na it is spread cholera. Or some person toilet they way they too close to where some people they shit for the water they pass underground can enter for where people they carry and go cook chop where they know cook and find or take and drink them. Now so the cholera it is spread. So take preventive measures as they talk. Prevention is better than cure. La Republic they don't take money for IMF, loan them for protect people against cholera, chop them all. They never do any sensitization. They never carry any measure for within our city them. With the money where they don't carry them for inside for World Bank and for United Nations about the cholera, they don't chop all the money. Now one of the things in this world need to get back our country. So my country people them, today we go focus for the issue we happen for Oku There are plenty things the way they happen. Unfortunately, we need for the choose one because with time it always lack. Time in the case. But yesterday, we want to inform our people, say the epicenter for our resistance, na Bamenda, the capital city of the Ambazonia of the Savannah State, as the leader of our war of liberation, if you designate them, say na the capital of resistance. Yesterday, the terrorist Cameroon forces them. They began enter for inside a rendezvous. They start shoot gun for up from 8 o'clock till about 9:30 p.m. I just want to bring down for attention. And we don't come out for cry our picking them for Sunday. We 3 picking them way na mechanic them. Then come out go for up station. Menankwe. They say they want go give na money and then them bring some chop them for go salute their auntie way they for up station. Now for Sunday, the Republic them see them only jealous because they dress well, then catch them, kill them. I think when I know the story very well. They don't can lie, stop talking that because some person talks in an amber. No person not talk. We say the proof say some person talk. Even if some person be talk, when I catch the pikin, when I know go take them go for court, when I go torture them so they broke their score. The one shoot the pikin them from where to the here. Now because the way they be done beat the pikin them, if someone for already die. So for cover up mean no evidence, no they then kill them all. Dynamic people they no carry them, that their body then sleep for road the next day. With all this type of atrocity against our people, would they face a situation for inside Abba, we would not see how our mommy they don't rise up for inside Oku. They don't rise up, say they protest for back. They sound them when they hear some one woman they talk say no amber. Apart from that, Mark Bareta too, he don't wake up, he put out a message. So I will take this one by one because this is a very, very serious matter. I will come back for the story for our mommy them for inside Oku. They might play an excerpt for Mark Bareta, a message we don't send them out fast about this issue for Oku. For this audio, he titled them say the revolution it be people centric. Wanna listen?
For ground zero, our able parents them for inside Oku, the one them of our parents in Oku who went out and singing and saying no.
So not the audio long, and not if play them all, but basically Mark Bareta it is support which way the mommy they talk say na action the way we go surely see them in the future. I go make something it be very clear. The Mark Bareta call our general way they for the ADF General Bush Rambo, we all man know it very well. General Bush Rambo, na person we need to talk plenty, but we don't see action them. Now he be the first person where he put into action the ADF manufactured and designed IED. When I be see for Oku, how we then capsize the La Republique, the armored car. Now the king for armored car destroyer. King of armored car destroyer. Bush Rambo, he don't bring down 6 Cameroon their armored car. The best of the armored car them. The target na this small one them. All man that see way to we don't do one for Ambazonia. So now he be the overall commander for the Ambazonia Defense Forces for Oku. Mark Bareta, you never call he, you never call we, you never call anybody at all. You come out to you support woman them, me then rise up against Amazonian fighter them without any consultation. So I send this warning for you. And I want to thank Silas Azefo, where they don't reach out, and for the other activists, them Jojo Ambazo, where they don't reach out for inquire where to way happen and for be very supportive. Where to way happen, I say for Sunday, I get a phone call from the village of Abba, and I sure in La Republique their plan all. Then first call for lie say they say La Republique the bonbon house them for Abba and the ranky key people them for the. They want to have a full way, me go put out the false information, so that me will be disjointed, me will be not be connected with what it happen with the reality. We'll be really just put a tweet. Why would they try for investigate for get what will happen? We'll get the information, we'll realize and say something bit go on, we not go on very well. So when I see the video for our mommy them, where they dance inside Oku, and when I go hear for background, so one woman the way they talk say, Amber must go.
Yes. The time has reached. The time has reached. God has set his time in the time. This is the time of Amber in this land. Amber must go. Amber must go for the suffering that we are suffering. You must go. Who say you there? Come out. Come out. Come out. You beat.
So this woman owner here, it talks say Amba must go. Say the boy they are people the way they don't know them. The Ambazonian fighter the way they for inside Oku. All of them, 60% now picking them for Oku. Now they're picking them where they know them very, very, very well. Nobody say that thing way they talk say they don't know the boy the way they for they know them very well. Now picking them for all them, now picking them for inside them where they know them. Now they're picking them where they for they. So before I get for tell now, which will happen for inside Oku, I want to first send this message. Me gonna hear very, very clear. Mark Bareta, drag your ear and you hear this one very well. And make our people there for Oku, me then hear this one very, very well. Because yesterday, if we not be restrict ourselves, we for authorize our forces them, me then disperse crowd, and they not get grenade, they not get stun grenade, they not get tear gas, people for feet likely die yesterday if we not be restrain ourselves. So make una hear this one very clearly. And me this one enter for Mark Bareta ear as you as an activist. If you be a patriot, you for stand for support good practices, you for stand for support the leading organization, the Ambazonian Governing Council with your activism. Because we know who you are an activist. That means you are active. When you did support something, you will be actively supporting it. You no go wait. When the least error come out, you don't jump on top. If you can stand for support woman them, for support, you go join La Republic, no? Just better go join La Republic. Hana the La Republic people they say Amba must go. We no one corny. We no one corny. I no one go for begin talk your history, for begin put us in peril. But be very careful. But listen to this and listen very carefully. And may this one go for all those who are in Ground Zero who are contemplating to do this nonsense. You should hear this and hear this clearly. There is which way the column for big book say sovereign state. Or they call them, if you call them, say sovereign country. A sovereignty is greater than every person, every individual within that sovereign state. Nobody's right, nobody's privileges can override the power of our sovereign state. Now, why that way a police person he get right for disperse crowd? Now, why that way a government he get right for declare a state of emergency? There is a difference between a state, like you get a state now, not be a country, not be just a physical land. Even though you need a state for a country, for be established, a country could be with the territorial boundaries and the international personality where it be expressed as a state. A state now, how the place it be. A state fee be in a democratic state, a state fee be even in an embassy. If you get a state there, if you represent the state. But when it comes for a sovereignty, now the heart and the soul of a country, no individual in a country can violate the right of a state. Because when you violate the right of a state, you don't put the whole entire statehood in jeopardy. A state now, like a being, an international being, a country. When you see a country, you get the state of that country, the sovereignty of that country, now that power, now that safeguard way to protect itself. Inside international law, any sovereignty, it get right to protect itself, even for use lethal power against individual the way they want to compromise them. Now, either when you betray your sovereignty, you don't commit treason. Now, either when they talk to Jongo Foncha commit treason for go serve for La Republic. Any citizen from Ambazonia, you no get right for betray the sovereignty of your country. You don't have the right to protest and ask Amba must go when it comes to Amba representing the sovereign power. Because right now in our country, legally speaking, when they talk about sovereignty, it talk now the representative, it's a sovereignty now the political entity where it be representative of the supreme legitimate authority over that territory. So right now, the Ambazonian forces, them where they represent the authority of the state of our country, where they want to exercise the power of our sovereignty, will be in contestation. Now they represent our state as a be, and the organization, the way they represent the interests of that state, they must be considered as the power we hold the sovereignty of our country. So when you go against this movement, you should be very careful. That's why even when we condemn or we criticize other movements and other leaders like Siseko Ayuktabe and the rest, we make sure say our criticism should never betray our sovereignty or be used by the enemy to do the same or to undermine it. We should be very careful. Nobody no get right for rise up and talk say Ambazonia must go. You don't have the right. You don't have a choice. No man need to be born as an Ambazonia because he choose them. And no man will get the choice for deny the state of Ambazonia. You can abandon your nationality, you can denounce your nationality on your own. But when you go against the sovereignty of our country, you then become a traitor and you will be held responsible for that. So make Mark Bareta know say this is not a choice. When it comes about sovereignty, it is not just people-centric. People can determine the outlook of their political structure, but the people don't have the right to violate it. When you violate it, it's treason. It's like committing suicide. So yesterday, our soldiers for open fire because which way happened, I will explain for now details which way happened for Oku. La Republique, then get two people then wait and be behind which way happened for Oku. When I see the same protest way don't happen for some village for inside Atlantic State, they don't try to do them for inside Com, they don't try to do them for inside plenty place. This one no for talk say if Ambazonian fighter then get excesses, our people they no get right for protest. Yes, they get right for protest, and we for the governing council would not support them. The time we our people they want rise up for inside Foya, for inside Bamenda Day because of the kidnapping for ransom, we done plague that area right up to Bafut. We be supporting me the people then rise up. For over 6 times we stop people that made no protest. Over 6 times we don't challenge the general them for day. We don't call 7 Kata me then take responsibility or the failure for stop kidnapping for ransom. We be therefore allow the people them me them protest, instructing them their limit. They fit protest against the excesses, but they no fit talk say Ambazonia must go. They no fit betray their state because that one it will be an unforgivable crime. So for protest against Ambazonian excesses, them it be different from protesting. One Ambazonia for betray Ambazonia say Ambazonia must go. Ambazonia na that territory you will go how? It is not possible for Ambazonia to go. It is not. Cameroon to defend its sovereignty. We will go defend our sovereignty, but with power. Even with the use of lethal force, we go defend our territory if it comes to that. Me gonna know I'm very, very well. So I go come for the details for which will happen for inside Oku. Make our people they know very well. I made them be very careful. I made them know say everybody will be behind this particular protest. When for a sponsored protest, paid protest by La Republique, it go bear the full consequences. I go start for play the video, one of the video. Me gonna hear the which way one of the party talk for the video.
Je bien que barring en bogue ne dire en France fon que le blème ne duo o tu o so kabume ji fayin ko lui be a que ne fayin tu on do so ne wule ngam so ba wule ba yuwe be ka ne tise ne wule jani yu ne ne ka tu be ga tin tin tu en do so job ga ne do fele ngi tin da so ne atin ya sin ka so duo me ye yo kwendi a chin so fe di ne du le boxing yi de ko ne me do me tu o fo to ka ji ga
So the part it talk na say they start for day from games bar, they go right for boom, they go right for do. So na a whole campaign for move Ambazonian fighter them for day. If this one it be been as some place where Ambazonian fighter then they do something way bad, some excesses them, man for no. For inside Oku, the Ambazonian Defense Forces come with day for day from games bar. Now the Ambazonian unit that way is specialized now for armored car. They go carry armored car. La Republique dan first born Oku, born even hospital, born houses them. For area where get 0 Ambazonian fighter presence. These people them, they no protest against Cameroon military. They don't allow few individual them where them be led by 2 people them. Fayengo, the one of Fayengo no be the one way be minister and a brother. And one man way they call in a poor Mongo. Now the people then this way they don't come up for Yaoundé with some woman them then come for they then 6. Now they can't pay people them for Ngemseba. Me then come out go make this protest. Can't fool their own relative them for village. Me then go do this protest. Our forces them the only roadblock where they don't make them for they now for control and for check people them. They nobody even receive money for driver them. All man for Oku. Una be weakness. If the ADF fighter them they be done take some money, say the pass now for road. Una raise una hand, una bring the report for public. Our fighter them for Oku, General Bush Rambo, he never ever touch money for driver them. Has some excesses that they did for some side. It focus if attack against La Republic. So there is nothing like an excess. There is no justification for this other than people the way them be paid, and will know now say even after that protest them be paid. Community leaders them for Oku, they approach our general them say they want get a talk. Our general then come for day. Previously we be set up a transitional authority for inside Oku as will be set up for all places the way ADF did it. We would authorize the traditional council, mean the judge matter them for village, mean they put things there for order, as we don't kick Cameroon government out of our territory. Now say things they be go. The people then first can start and say they no want them for begin the judge only civilian, they want them for begin judge Amba also. How civilian they could judge to win and military things them. Then come up for day, then talk now say they know what me Ambazonia fight that they mean they need to shoot gun sometime for up. Would I explain that? They say sometimes they need for shoot gun for up, for send a message for their presence for the enemy in a specific military tactics the way they give for use them. Then come out complaint upon complaint till this fateful day where they don't come with people them where they don't bring them for your own day. We never get the intelligence, they don't call our general, say make it come meet up community leader, they meet and talk. It come for the people where they come meet up here and talk, say they know if you can talk for ye, way hold gun. They agree, he disarm himself. With the 4 bodyguards, the way they move their gun, them put them for a separate location far from place where they come out before na see the woman they match the camp for day. By the time the woman they match the camp for day for coming to them, news tell and say they so Cameroon military they come for back. Now for the way they seize themselves for that people them run, struggle. For by the time they want pick up their gun, the Cameroon military use rocket launcher on them. Our general even 4 get small injury for inside water. Almost die, lose his life with the 4 of a bodyguard the way they go for it, they almost lose their life yesterday. So now the things that will happen for inside Aba village. So the 2 places where the village people then can gather people then for pay money me then do this thing now for Lang and Gamseba. Would it send out an arrest warrant? Make una know say Ambazonian Defense Forces will not touch the wrong group. Now an army, not be only a matter of Oku. We are everywhere and we will never cease to exist. So the following people then we will know say Fayengo can give una money, make una mislead, corrupt our people, them send them for day, then go come back, can give them 2,000 for the life of una hero, the way they fight for una freedom for una picking them. Pa cashing, pa veleng. They call it a promise la, King Kishing, NS Chair, and Franklin Chair. All of una shall be arrested for this crime we don't commit them for collude, partner with the enemy, for try for go against Ambazonia, their sovereign power, and for go against our forces them on false basis. Any single person will take part for such political agenda led and paid by La Republic will pay a consequences. Make that one be very clear for now. May be very clear for now. Yesterday, Naso will hold ourselves for stop for disperse that crowd. Therefore, feel likely use measure the way we know for one time, and people therefore feel die on the hands of our forces trying to defend themselves and trying to stop an illegal protest against them, unjustified protest against our country. For come out for complaint, say the one me civilian the begin George Amber. Say me they stop for shoot gun, me then leave road. And then the party talk for that video, say me the soldier then come out for bush, come back, begin work their farm, they do their small job them. Now the type of future for slavery we wanna want them. Now the type of subjugation living we wanna want them under Cameroon, because when a relative they don't come for ya, they can't give una small money for betray 8 million Ambazonians and even more unborn. When I know how they don't take that video, the woman they record that video, they make those statements. Woman we come up for Yaoundé, come for village, they can't fool our mommy them, push them for road, say me them go fight Amber. Misleading information them, where they come say Amber excesses them. They do we know say most of those groups they do those excesses. Now group the way they don't be misled by corrupt individual them, where they don't take deal with La Republic for inside the IG. Chris Ano he don't testify. So make una know very well, my country people. Say na infiltration work where Cameroon government it don't pay some people, they made them create something they call county by county, where it don't be highly infiltrated by Cameroon military people. Even the one for whom I know the Cameroon military man for whom we did for America, when I be cancel, I be coordinator for the so-called LGFD, when I know it's we don't do one for whom. Convince fighter and go give them for DDR. Full diaspora made them collect money, give for them, then take that money go chop and because they know what I mean so that they get arm. But on a day for those picking it do good job. It protect village, it never touch no man a thing. Was so that if they never can ask tax for any individual for inside Oku. Now La Republic they can destroy Oku born hospital when they come out be misled so easily. Make una no be take any word for anybody whosoever. Even now the Agbobala come say for they can tell una. Make una put una country first, una put una sovereignty first. But there shall be consequences for this treasonous act. The people they then participate for that protest. If not just one the way they do, they mislead them, they go apologize. But those who then let those protests, as I don't call them, name them, King Kasheng, Pa Kasheng, Pa Villain, NS Chair, and Franklin Chair. We don't put out an arrest warrant for una, and make una no say anything will happen for Bushrambo, una no go ever get away with them. Because there are hundreds and thousands of Ambazonian defense forces across our territory, and we will make sure we will put your picture from any checkpoint of Ambazonian forces where they meet up on they go pick una. Fire go Francis, una know say na the person that we Paul Biya appoint them for disarmament. Now he be the main people the way they damn big money where they call them for La Republic say go for bilingualism committee. Now money for become bribe people them for me then sell their country for accept slavery under La Republic. Now the same fire go Richard Yengo. Now either infiltrate Seseko, then I set up Seseko, then go catch Seseko, then put up a place where they. Now so them bring in Sako way and bring all with disgrace. This disgrace will see for this struggle and those excesses them. It not be a conduct of our forces. The legitimacy for our fight it not be based on the conduct of our forces. If we get bad picking for us, now our bad picking. The justice for Ambazonian, our right of self-determination, our statehood and our sovereignty is the supreme. It is bigger than anybody. And when I no get no right, no citizen no get any individual right for be a traitor, for betray our country. There is no justification to do that. There is none. And there shall be consequences when things like this happen. So I send this message for particularly for people for Lang and Gimsiba. For these two places them with this particular area they don't gather people that me they know say they no go free. Me they know say they no go free, they shall never go free. They are 99 days they can reach. And for Mr. Mark Bareta, stop deceiving people. The revolution is not just people-centric. When our independence be declared by our chiefs them, where they be say they want apply for independence for the 1954, it not be because they be asked population. When Godidinka he invoke the right of they invoke the restoration law, where he make Ambazonian is La Republic secede for Ambazonia, it not be because now for public opinion, it not be public centric. The union is illegal. Our sovereignty is alive and it must be taken, it must be exercised. The state of Ambazonia, it can be reiterated even by the court of Banjul as an entity, and the sense of nationalism it be real. It not be a matter of opinion. Our country is not an opinion. It is a reality. It is a legal reality. Even if 99% of people then wake up today and talk Ambazonia need to exist, it will not cease to exist because of their opinion. The people can make a determination of the outlook of their country, but they cannot make Ambazonian sovereignty to disappear. It does not work like that. A question of legality is not about centric. It's not about population centric. The message should be clear. Any person will undermine our sovereignty will be breaching a very, very fundamental law will be recognized internationally as a matter of international practice and will be held accountable. Capo Daniel, signing off.